Good evening, good people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see y'all are already doing what we do. Welcome to tonight's mass call. If you are new to this great body of humans, I want you to introduce yourself in the chat. You can say your name, where you're calling in from. If you're repping an organization, feel free to shout them out. We're excited that you're here under these tumultuous and unfortunate circumstances. We're going to get some information, some meaning making from leaders you can trust tonight, and our calls to action for all the folks that are like, well, the government shut down. What are we going to do about it? You're going to learn what we're going to do about it this evening. Take the moment while folks are getting settled to tell a friend that you're here. Share the live stream on your social medias and your group chats and your listservs. Make sure folks know that we're here and that they should join us. We've got over 900 folks watching on the YouTube stream that I'm watching on. So welcome. We are glad that you are here. Welcome to our mass call on healthcare, not authoritarianism. My name is Ashley Woodard Henderson, and I'm going to be your hostess for the evening. I want to just take a quick second to thank Fair Share America, Indivisible. Shout out to Indivisible. I know some Indivisible folks are in the chat. To all of our friends and family and Move On, Public Citizen, People's Action, my homies at the Women's March. And as y'all know, I'm a dues paying member of the Working Families Party. So shout out to Working Families Power and all the other organizations that are making tonight's call possible. If you represent any one of those organizations, thank you for not regarding it robbery to get on this call tonight. Before we start today's call, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that many of our sisters and brothers and siblings who observe the Jewish holidays are not able to join us tonight because this call conflicts with Yom Kippur. We wish that this had not been the case, but unfortunately, the government shutdown started today. The call is going to be recorded and available to anybody who's unable to join tonight and would like to watch later. So if you know of folks that couldn't be here tonight because of Yom Kippur, or any number of other real life reasons, let them know that we are recording and that they can watch this when they have time. We wish our friends who are not here with us tonight a meaningful Yom Kippur. Well, Ashley, what are we doing here tonight? Well, I'm glad you asked. You all have been paying attention and have seen that Trump and Republicans are choosing to shut down the government. It is a choice. They are choosing to shut down the government, to withhold paychecks from necessary federal workers, also that they can take away money for health care and give that money to billionaires. If Republicans get their way, tens of millions of us are going to lose care premiums, are going to explode, and funding for life-saving care research is going to go away. Democrats need to stand firm, and they need to fight for a funding bill that keeps families on their health care, like lives depend on it, because quite frankly, they certainly do. Y'all are here because you want to understand what is going on for real, and you're going to hear, like I said, from leaders that you can trust about what is going on for real, and you're going to hear what you can do about it. So let's get into it, y'all. Our first speaker represents Florida's 10th Congressional District, and as a young person was a courageous leader with the March for Our Lives and became the youngest member and the first Generation Z member of Congress. He's been a brother in our movement for justice for years. Y'all know him. He requires no fancy introduction because he's our people. We're so grateful to have him with us tonight. Y'all show some love for Congressman Maxwell Frost. Congressman Frost, we'll toss it to you. Y'all show some love in the chat. Welcome, Congressman Maxwell Frost.
I did something that usually the Gen Z, doesn't do, and I was completely muted. But thank you so much. It's so good to be here. I appreciate the introduction, and definitely not living up to the Gen Z title today, but it's all right. It is such an honor to be in this space with all of you this evening, and unfortunately under some very dire circumstances. And actually put it out perfectly about what's going on in our government right now. I just got off a plane just a few hours ago from Washington, D.C. I'm back in Orlando because over the next several days, I'm going to be rallying with people here locally, meeting with people locally, meeting with our nurses, meeting with our federal workers to talk about the fact that the reason the government has been shut down is because Donald Trump and congressional Republicans would rather shut down the government than ensure that working people have health care. That is exactly what's going on. because of their failure and inability and unwillingness to go through and undo some of the nasty, horrible stuff they did in the big ugly bill, where they took away healthcare from 17 million people, because they're unwilling and unable and not wanting to extend the ACA tax credits, which ensure that people can actually afford some healthcare in this country. Without us doing work on this, millions of people will have their healthcare, 25 million to be exact, go up anywhere from 50 to 300%. And guess when those letters go out telling people that their healthcare is going to go up? Today. Today, those letters are being sent out in the mail. Not just that, but they passed that horrible bill, which was the largest transfer of wealth from the working class, the working poor, to the billionaires and mega corporations ever in our country's history. And what is going on is they have shut down the government because they rather you suffer, they rather working people in their own districts pay more for healthcare, and in many cases get kicked off their healthcare, than actually come to DC, put forth a solution to make sure people don't get kicked off their healthcare and not make healthcare worse in this country. We know that we're already in a broken healthcare system in this nation. We know that we are fighting for a country where healthcare is an American right for every person here in our nation. But not only do they not want to do anything to fix the problems we already had, they're making it worse. And Democrats have drawn a line in the sand to say, we're not going to vote for a budget that's going to enable what's been going on the last 8 months, but not just that, but that's going to enable our own people losing their health care. And we are in this shutdown not because of us or any way we voted or didn't vote, but all you have to do is look at the people who are running the federal government. Republicans have the presidency, they have the House of Representatives, and they have the Senate. And the last time we had a government shutdown was in Trump administration #1. So this guy loves to shut the government down as long as it's going to benefit the billionaires and people just like him. And we just heard this announcement from OMB that not only are they not going to come to the table to figure out how we can save healthcare in this country, but they are using the shutdown to cancel green energy projects in blue states across the country. What does that mean? When you cancel these projects, you are ensuring that energy costs, utility costs, what you pay for your utilities go up. So in the middle of this shutdown meant to enrich billionaires, they are doing even more stuff to enrich billionaire polluters. It just shows blatantly that these people are out of touch, and not only they're out of touch with working people, but they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about our families. They don't care about our communities. And I'm very proud that over the last week, Democrats have held strong in Congress. You all know I've said this a million times on these calls, and I'll say it again. You don't have all the power you want. You use all the power you got. That is what this looks like. Using the power we have in this moment. And now the mission is very clear. Stand strong, don't cave, and ensure that we stand 10 toes down for working people. And now we go out across the country to explain, to talk about what is going on in Washington, D.C. That the president of the United States decided to shut down the government because he doesn't think that you deserve health care. And this impacts everybody around the country. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. We're not doing this for Democrats. We're doing this for this country. We're doing it for the working people of this country that for generations have always gotten the crumbs due to people like Donald Trump. Last thing I want to say is, Trump is spewing a bunch of lies about why we're in this situation right now. And I know no one on this call will believe him. But something he's trying to do is he's trying to do the same thing he's done this whole year and the same thing he did during the campaign. He wants people and working people to believe that the reason they're losing their health care is because of an undocumented immigrant or an immigrant. He wants people to believe that the reason you're losing the health care is because of other people who live in your community who might not look like you. And something Donald Trump has to realize is people are waking up and people are not buying that. We're tired of looking around us for people to blame for the fact that we can't afford our housing, for the reason that we can't afford our health care, and that people are getting letters right now that say their health care is going to go up upwards of 300%. And now we know exactly where to look. We know to look up at people and billionaires like Donald Trump, who quite frankly has been taking advantage of and screwing over working people far before he even got to the White House. But now he's doing it there and causing harm to so many of our families across the entire country. So I'm proud to stand strong with all of you. And we need everybody's help in this moment to educate our neighbors, to talk about what's going on, because the propaganda machine from the White House, if you thought it was at 100% yesterday, I promise you, every single day during this shutdown that they caused themselves, you are going to see their propaganda just explode. They're going to have to lie as much as they can to trick people and to trick working people in the country, but we're not going to let them do it. And through mass mobilizations, through actions, through teach-ins, through door knocking, through phone calls, through virtual programs just like this, we're going to be able to make sure people know the truth. And you know what the good news is? Going into this, the majority of Americans know exactly who to blame. But at the end of the day, this isn't some political blame game. This is about real people. This is about healthcare. This is about the decision on whether or not you're going to be able to put food on the table or live in your home anymore, because that costs, doubling your healthcare costs, can change the lives for most of our people. Over 60% of this country lives paycheck to paycheck. We have massive wealth inequality in this nation. And not only is this president doing nothing to solve that, but he's making it worse. Why? For the same reason I've said over and over again. He wants to keep the rich getting richer and keep the poor getting poorer, and want the middle class and the working class to become the working poor. But we're going to fight against it. Every organization on this call, every person watching this. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your evening to be on this call, to get the education we all need, to go out in our communities tomorrow and start talking to people about why we're in this situation and the way that we become victorious, because we are in this until we win this fight for healthcare and for people. This is a righteous fight that is based on a love for our people, because when you love somebody, you want them to be healthy. And that's all I need to be in this fight. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for having me, and have a great night.
Congressman Frost, we're just so grateful that you're here. And thank you for reminding us that this is meaningful work, that this is meaningful work that transcends the boundaries of a party. This is about making sure that our folks are taken care of and have the health care that they deserve. We're seeing a lot of love for you in the chat. And I just want to shout out that we're already seeing the impacts, as you mentioned today. Gina is in the chat saying that she was told by her doctor that she couldn't get an important screening that she needs today as a cancer survivor because he wasn't sure if he'd be able to process her Medicaid. Y'all, this is a right now problem, and we need right now leadership to do something about it. Thank you so much, Congressman Frost, for being one in the number that's fighting for our people. Thank you so much. Y'all, next we have the great congressman from Texas's 35th congressional district. I know there's some folks that represent the great city of Austin, Texas on the call tonight. Shout out to you all. He is the chairman of the Congressional Progressive Caucus and a longtime movement organizer. Again, he needs no formal introduction because he is of us. We know him. Now I'm going to introduce the incredible Congressman Greg Casar. We'll toss it to him next.
It's Congressman Greg Casar. I'm chairman of the Progressive Caucus, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for the organizing work you have been doing for months and months and months. Because now we're at a place where millions of folks out across the country, and House Democrats and Senate Democrats, are finally united in saying that we want healthcare over billionaires and democracy over autocracy. And we are putting our votes towards that very goal. And we're saying that we want to reopen this shutdown government and restore healthcare back to the American people. But House Republicans are nowhere to be found, and here in Washington, D.C., and those House Republicans fled on vacation. In fact, there's more mentions of Donald Trump in the Epstein files than I've seen House Republicans here on Capitol grounds over the last few days. And that's because House Republicans are refusing to reopen the government and restore people's health care. They know that that's wrong, but they are taking that health care away because they want something more than that, and that's to give their billionaire donors a tax break. But that is an untenable position out there in the country. So Democrats have voted for health care. We're voting for democracy, but it's also our vote of faith in you all to go and make sure that millions of people across the country Know that there's a real difference between the parties in Washington, D.C. today, with the Republicans voting for shutdowns, voting to take people's health care away because they're so beholden to the ultra-rich, and Democrats who are finally getting united and saying no kings, no to the billionaires, and yes to standing up for the American working class.
I know every single one of us on this call are here because we love our people and we are fighting like hell to make sure that every single one of them can live in healthy, sustainable, and equitable communities. Thank you so much, Congressman Kassar, for being here with us tonight. Y'all, next, we're going to hear from a leader on the ground, a healthcare administrator and caregiver. I want to shout out the mighty House of Labor, particularly SEIU. Sparkle Edwards is joining us from Virginia. Sparkle, I'll toss it to you next.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak about something that's very close to my heart, which is healthcare. As Ashley has already said, my name is Sparkle Edwards. I am a home care caregiver for my uncle in the state of Virginia. We reside in the Hampton Roads region, and I'm a worker leader with SEIU Virginia 512. I became a caregiver for my uncle during the height of the pandemic. He had a stroke in July 2020. My uncle is not a senior citizen. We're actually 9 years apart. And just to give you some context, I'm 44. We're only 9 years apart, and he had a stroke 5 years ago. During that time, our family, when he first had his stroke, he was living in another state. Once he got stable, we moved him to Virginia because he had no family in the state he was living in. Our family paid out of pocket we had to rent a hospital bed. We had to have a wheelchair. We were paying for medication. We were paying for doctor's visits. Thankfully at that time, we were in a place where we could pay for those things. It was not an easy thing to do because it put us in a bind. I was providing caregiver services to my uncle during that time, during the pandemic. I was not getting paid as a caregiver. I was working full time as a care coordinator and also providing services as a caregiver. I would take my laptop to my uncle's home, get in the bed with him, and lay beside him and do my work. So when it's time for him to go to the bathroom, when it's time for him to be bathed, I would log out for lunch. I would bathe him on my lunch break. I would log back into work. On top of, I had 3 of my own children. I had my own home. So there was a lot of things that I needed to do. After that time, we connected him to the Medicaid waiver because thinking about the pandemic, a lot of places are closed. So I could not access social services as we would typically access those services during that time because people were not in the office. Services were really backlogged. So it was taking a long time to get access to a lot of care. So I finally was able to apply for Medicaid for him. He was able to get a Medicaid waiver, and then we started to get the assistance that we needed. So now the hospital bed that we're renting is now covered by Medicaid. The 9 medications that he's on that he takes 3 times a day is now covered by Medicaid. His physical therapy, his speech therapy, his occupational therapy, his cardiologist, his neurologist, and his primary care physician are now all covered. So thankfully, he has gotten a lot better, but he still needs care. And with these healthcare cuts, they are going to drastically affect his already diminished quality of life, making it once again uncomfortable for him to get the care that he so desperately needs. And not just him, but other people that are in his position. Before I became a caregiver for my uncle, as I stated before, I worked as a care coordinator for people on Medicaid. So I'm already aware of what that looks like, what the needs are, what the impact is. For a time, home care was my only job because the burden became so heavy because we all know that caregivers deal with a lot of stress. You deal with burnout. You're trying to juggle multiple tasks. And caregiving is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365-day job. We don't get holidays. My loved one doesn't get better on Christmas or Thanksgiving or on Yom Kippur. They don't get better on those days. We still have to provide the care that they need. But unfortunately, due to home care not paying a livable wage, because now I'm able to get paid as a home caregiver. But the wage was so low, I had to return back to the workplace. So now I'm back juggling caregiving, working, parenting, and all the other things that come with that, because it was just not easy for me to pay my bills. It was not easy for me to pay my mortgage. It was not easy for me to purchase groceries. It was not easy for me to address my own healthcare needs because my focus was on other people. It's almost impossible to care for your family while doing this work, right? Home care does, like I stated, home care does not pay a livable wage, and healthcare costs will make it even harder for families like mine to survive. How could I take care of my own children when I was already struggling and I couldn't even afford my own health care and do the things that I needed to do? So I went back into the workplace, as I stated before. I continue to do the work of working with vulnerable populations. I continue to do the work of working with people who receive Medicaid. I continue to do the work of educating people and showing them how to access these services. I continue to do the work of helping them get beyond the red tape and to show them which door is the right door when it comes to accessing services and accessing care, which is something that I thoroughly enjoy doing, so much so that I decided to go back to school to pursue a degree, to pursue my master's actually in healthcare law, so that I could better advocate and better understand policy, but not just understanding the policy, but also breaking down the policy to a digestible level for those who may not understand themselves, because we know that policy is written in a way for regular people not to understand, right? And what I need everyone to know is most of us are really one illness away from needing, whether it's Medicaid or Medicare, or being financially devastated by the astronomical cost of medical bills, because we know that if I get hurt today and I go to the hospital and I need a Tylenol, it's probably $250 to get one, right? So we understand that can lead to homelessness. A medical crisis can actually lead to homelessness. It can lead to you losing your job, losing your wages, losing your income, losing your housing, and it's a trickle-down effect. So these types of cuts are going to make situations far greater than what they already are for some. Maybe you yourself may know someone who is blind, who is deaf, who has any other form of physical or intellectual disabilities. Anything can happen. Sudden illness doesn't come and schedule itself on our calendar, right? It can happen suddenly. It can happen anytime. A devastating diagnosis. All it takes is one appointment, one doctor's appointment to change our life, right? So the thing that happened with my uncle, his situation was sudden. Thankfully, we got to a place where Medicaid was the go-between, that he could get the care and afford the care that he need. My uncle, although he is getting the care, he does not even understand the services that he's getting. He cannot even communicate his needs. He cannot advocate for himself. So this is why myself and people like myself and organizations like this one are doing the work that we're doing, so that we can advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. The big ugly bill, not only does it make healthcare unaffordable, it's also trying to bury people like my uncle in paperwork to prevent them from getting the care that they need, because we all know of the exemption clause, right? Where if you have certain types of diagnosis, you can fill out this paperwork and it exempts you from the cut. But if you do not have the level of comprehension it takes to do the paperwork, to access the internet, to fill out the form, to apply for the exemption, you're not going to get it. So how do we help those who need that help? It's just a way to phase them out, basically. So this bill was not created for Americans in mind, right? It was not created to help us. It was not created to help the sick. It was not created to help the poor. It was created, as it has been said before, to help billionaires. What I would say to Congress, and what I want us to echo to our congressional leaders, is to remind them of why they decided to run for office. Hold them accountable, right? We need them to represent the people that they swore to represent. We need them to protect our healthcare. We need them to fix the healthcare attacks that are in place or being put in place by the big ugly bill. Just last night, I myself was in DC. I was telling my story. I was fighting for my uncle and for families like ours, not just me, but with a lot of our allies. I was able to speak to several members of Congress, all, of course, from the Democratic Party. Sadly, my own representative, Congresswoman Jen Kiggans from Virginia's 2nd District, was not there, just like members of the Republican Party that left DC instead of doing the work to assist with helping to fix the healthcare crisis. But their absence is not going to stop me from advocating for healthcare. Their absence is not going to stop me from telling my story. It's not going to stop me from urging Congress to do the right thing. It's not going to stop me from urging Congress to fix this big ugly bill. We need them to stop these cruel healthcare attacks. We still have time to protect our families. We still have time to protect our care. I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. I know I get so riled up, and I'm very passionate about this topic. I have been working in the Medicaid space for about 20 years now. So it's something that I have seen as an employer, right? Someone in the workspace, I have seen it because I have done the work with my community. But it's different when you're seeing it from a perspective within your own family, because now you're seeing what the people you have been serving have been experiencing the whole time. And it feels different. It's a personal attack to me. It was still personal with my clients, but now I'm seeing the effects of it firsthand. I can't imagine what my uncle would do without his medications. And when you're thinking about someone that's had a stroke, he has high blood pressure medication. He has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the effects of the stroke, the medications because his limbs are constricted. He has just an array of different services, an array of different medications that he's taken. And I'm very frustrated. So because of my frustration, because of how I feel, I turn that frustration into passion, and it causes me to do the work and open up my mouth and speak and say the things that need to be said so that people can do what needs to be done for people like him and all of those that rely on these types of services. So again, I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and thank you for creating this platform so that our voices can be heard and amplified together to make changes to what's going on in our country today regarding our healthcare. Thank you so much.
Sparkle, thank you for taking the time. We are sending so much love to you and your uncle and your family and all of the folks that you are caring for. Thank you for being here with us tonight to make it not just head work, but heart work that we're doing to make sure that we save healthcare and fight these billionaires and this wannabe king. Y'all, we don't regard it robbery to center the voices of people who are directly impacted. That's part of our organizing work. That is, in fact, part of the plan. But for my tacticians, for my people who want to jump to the next step of what we're supposed to do, because it is urgent. It is just as urgent to hear Sparkle's story and to lift her up and send her and all of the folks in the chat that are saying they are directly impacted by cuts to Medicaid, the prioritization of profit over our people. That is part of our work too. But for those of you that are waiting for a call to action, I'm about to give you one. This is it. You ready? Here it goes. There are two things I'm going to ask you to do. The first is I want you to be intentional about making a commitment. Every single one of us on this call making a commitment to get involved in the next few days. So for folks that are asking for the what's next because it's urgent, you're not wrong. You're exactly right. There's stuff that we need to do today, tomorrow, in the next few days to make our voices heard to our elected officials, specifically our senators, okay? So we're going to make some calls to our senators. Now, look, I know that sometimes my folks in red states are like, well, does it matter to call my senator? Absolutely it does. So we have scripts for folks that live in blue states, and I'll be talking to senators in the Democratic Party, but we also have scripts for folks that live in red states that are going to be talking to conservative leaders in the GOP. So we're going to drop links in the YouTube chat And for folks that are watching the recording, we'll make sure that it gets sent out with the recording. For folks that are asking how you'll get access to the recording, this video is going to stay on YouTube. So you'll still have access to it after we wrap up tonight. But we'll make sure that these calls to action get sent out to you as well. We're also going to drop links in the chat. So number one, I want you to make a commitment to call and get everybody you know to call their senator. Use the script that we've got to demand healthcare over authoritarianism, that we demand that the Democrats keep a backbone and they fight for healthcare to be included in this bill, right? So that's your step one. Step two is that we're going to mobilize, y'all. For folks that want to get down and protest and resistance and bringing community together in all numbers of ways, right? You could have a community health fair. You could have a meeting about what's going on. You can have people gather and rewatch this video and make calls to their senators. There's any number of ways that you can get down. We have a host toolkit to help you do it. But this Saturday, we are going to mobilize. We are going to mobilize in defense of healthcare. So I want, before we're off this call, to see you make the commitment to host one. Host an event this Saturday. So 2 calls to action. You're going to call your senators. You're going to get everybody you know to do that. And you're going to host an event on Saturday, this weekend, to demand healthcare, not authoritarianism. And I'm going to give you some updates, hopefully, throughout the call to tell you how many of the 5,000 people that are watching at least have signed up to make that commitment. So those are the 2 calls to action. You're going to keep hearing from leaders about why these actions are meaningful and useful towards fighting against this regime and fighting for something, not just against him, but for something that all of the people in this country deserve and need. Our next speaker is Monica Albert Still, joining us from Fair Share America. She's a nurse who advocates for health access for all. Monica, I'll toss it to you.
Thank you, Ash. I am thrilled to be here tonight. I'm also a little bit frustrated and upset that I'm here, and I'm going to tell you why. 25 years ago, I started my journey in advocacy. I was born disabled, and because I spent a lot of time in the hospital as a kid with spina bifida, I decided to be a nurse. And I became a nurse so I could give care to people, not so I could argue with insurance companies, not so I could fill out red tape and nonsense paperwork for Medicaid and Medicare, or document something the appropriate way so people can get what they need. I was there to give people what they need. And about 25 years or so ago, my daughter is 24 now, so about 24 years ago, I was pregnant with her, and I had the unfortunate time to go wading in the Saco River in Maine. Great place, wonderful place. I had an open area on my heel that I didn't know about, and I caught a flesh-eating bacteria. I was working full-time for my family. My husband owned his own business, and all of a sudden, I lost my health insurance. There was no ACA at the time, and I also needed help from Medicaid. So I ended up in the hospital, ended up losing my leg. My daughter was born premature, but we're all here today because of Medicaid. My advocacy journey started then because the state of Connecticut, where I was living at the time, had a Republican governor. I'm not saying it's always the GOP, but it's mostly the GOP. What happened is she wanted to cut Medicaid. So I started by telling my story over and over to people to try to make sure that Medicaid cuts didn't happen. And that time we won. And now, nearly 25 years later, here I am again, sitting here arguing and telling people why you need to care about other people. We shouldn't have to tell congressmen why they should care about other people, why they should care about Americans. We voted for them. They work for us, and they should care about us. They should care about us and our health care more than they care about billionaires. And a lot of people sit there and they go, I don't have Medicaid. I don't know anybody who knows who I know of who has Medicaid. Well, it's not just people on Medicaid. If they cut the subsidies, if they cut the tax credits for the ACA, it's going to be everybody. Because what happens when people don't have health care? They delay care. They don't go to doctors. They go to the emergency room when things are so bad that they don't know what else to do. And when you go to that emergency room, I think we've all seen the pit. I'm living near Pittsburgh now, so I'm going to mention the pit. We've all seen the pit. We see the people waiting there. We see them getting frustrated. That is going to get worse. It is going to be more difficult to access care. And that care is going to be more costly. We don't want to talk about the cost of healthcare, but we know it's expensive. We know that the insurance system that we have is more expensive than Medicare for all or universal healthcare, whatever you would like to call it. It is more expensive. And we have the worst outcomes that any country that has universal healthcare. It's ridiculous. And so you're going to be waiting there and you're going to need care. You're not going to have insurance. You're not going to have Medicaid because Medicaid isn't available to people because of the cuts, so that the billionaires can buy another yacht. And what happens then? Somebody has to pay the doctors. Somebody has to pay the nurses. Somebody has to care and pay for the Tylenol or whatever else that you get while you're in the hospital. And we all know the big hospital systems, they say they're broke. I'm not exactly sure all the hospital systems are, but they're going to say that they don't have the money for it. First, they're going to go after you. If you own a home, they're going to go after your home and make sure that you pay for the care that you got. If you don't happen to own a home or anything, there's nowhere for them to go. And so a lot of these smaller hospitals, they're outside of the big hospital systems. I live in Pennsylvania, lots of rural areas all over this country with small little hospitals. They're going to have to close. They're not going to be able to keep their doors open, so that when you have a heart attack or your father falls and breaks his leg, or there's a horrible accident and there's trauma, what's going to happen? Where are you going to go? Are you going to travel 2 hours to the nearest trauma center? Are you going to hope that there's a helicopter to take you there? Are you going to hope that you make it there in time? This is costing people's health. It's costing people's lives. It's costing our friends, our neighbors, our brothers and sisters. It'll cost everyone, not just the people who you think, oh, they're on Medicaid. No, it's going to cost everyone. And I just want to share one thing about the disability community, or my friends, the disability community. Disabled people, we're not a monolith. We all have our own ideas, but one thing that we are all pretty much agreed on, it appears that this administration would like us to be gone. They are cutting Medicaid. The way they cut Medicaid is sneaky. They don't just say you don't get Medicaid anymore. They start slow. You can't get this thing that your doctor wants, this medicine. You get this cheaper one. You can't use this wheelchair that is best for you. You get this cheaper one. And slowly they whittle away the services that you can get. They whittle away the items that you can get. And they turn around and they say, you're unsafe at home. And where do they go? They put people in nursing homes, which are by and large owned now by venture capitalists. So it's another way to make more money for the billionaires. And once they do that, you don't get good care. It is not the fault of the nurses or the staff that is working there. Truly, it's the fault of the owners who are trying to take every penny out of the people that they are supposed to help. This administration wants us all who are disabled in nursing homes until we die. When you talk about fascism, when you talk about authoritarianism, most of the regimes, they start with disabled people. We're workers, but we're not seen as valuable. We're seen as drains on society. And what better way to start than to start with Medicaid, to start with what pays for us to live our lives and to be out in the community. I just want to leave you with one thought, that with Medicaid specifically, nursing homes by statute have to be funded. They are paying for people to be, and I ask you not to use the word institutionalized, because there's a better word: incarcerated. Disabled people are incarcerated when they're in skilled nursing facilities. They can't do what they want. Their freedoms are taken away. It goes against the Olmstead decision of the Supreme Court, and they can't be out and living their lives. That's what a prison is. And that is what is paid for by our government by law. What isn't is waiver programs, home and community-based services. And that is what they're going to cut. That's what they're going to make more difficult. And then they turn around and say that somebody who is disabled is unsafe in their home, and for their safety, for their own good. Very paternalistic. This is where you need to go. This is where we can keep you safe. And quite honestly, it's the worst place in the world for most of us. I want to thank you so much for having me speak tonight. I appreciate the platform, and I encourage everyone to please call your senators, send them messages, send them snail mail, send them something they can't see. It's not fast, but make sure that they keep getting message after message after message that this is not what we elected them for. Thank you so much.
Monica, you are a hero. Thank you for being with us here tonight. Thank you for telling us the truth. Thank you for giving us that call to action to actually reach out to our senators in meaningful ways to make sure that they know that we care about this issue, and we want them to be intentional about not scapegoating our healthcare for the sake of the profit of the billionaires. We appreciate you. Folks, y'all still want to know what to do? Well, I'm going to tell you again. We need you to call your senators, Republican and Democrat alike. We have scripts for you for both parties, depending on which your senator actually has pledged allegiance to. And we are going to mobilize on Saturday. So folks are asking, well, so are we going to do Saturday and then again on October 18th for No Kings? You damn right we are. We're going to show up and we're going to show out because our people's lives depend on it. Y'all, fighting authoritarianism is a 24/7, 365 kind of gig, y'all. It's not something you just like put on the weekend and take off. This is something that we're going to have to be committed to for the long haul. And there's some stuff that we can do right now for folks that are like, well, I've already called like 1,000 times. We'll call 1,000 more and get 1,000 more people to do it too. Now is the time that they need to hear from the majority of us. Folks are like, well, what if I call and I don't get an answer? Well, welcome to the land of a government shutdown. Congress members are still going to get paid, but guess what? Some of their staff is impacted, right? So hold the line. If you call and you don't get a person, call again. If you call and have to leave a message, but call. It's gonna matter. It actually does matter. I'm telling you because I talked to the people that work up there and they told me it matters. So I'm telling you it matters. Call. And then mobilize on Saturday. If you're like, yo, Ash, I don't know what to do that. That's okay. We're dropping a link tree that has links to the host toolkit that tells you how to pick a place and how to make sure you've got the things that you need to bring people together. So please check out the host toolkit and sign up to host an event tonight. And then, yes, mobilize on the 18th for No Kings. But we've got some stuff we've got to do before then to make sure that we get health care. So please, make sure you pay attention to the links in the chat for the calls to action. I also saw someone in the chat say, Ash, like, I don't know, man, they're going to furlough all these federal workers and I got to be accountable to the federal workers in my community. Well, I have good news for you. The AFL-CIO, America's unions, the overarching umbrella for the House of Labor, put out a statement saying stop the Trump shutdown and fix the looming healthcare crisis. And the national president of AFGE, the Federal Workers Union, President Everett Kelly, put out a statement as well in agreement with this movement. So if you need labor to confirm to you that this fight is righteous and that this intervention, these tactical interventions, are sufficient and important and necessary in this moment, the AFL-CIO has already said yes. So we've got you. We can make sure you get those links, but if you just Google it, I promise it'll come up. So again, for the folks that are like, okay, the stories, which to me are the reason why, they are the fire in my belly about why I'm going to do the work. These stories matter. But if what you just want is the concrete call to action of what you must do in this time that is meaningful and informed and strategic, then what I need you to do is host an event, and I need you to call your senators. Those are the calls to action. We'll make sure that we link again to the scripts and to the way that you sign up and to the toolkit in the comments. So next is a dear friend, again, someone who you know from these mass calls, Lisa Gilbert, the co-president of Public Citizen. Lisa, I will toss it to you next.
Thanks so much, Ash. And I just want to start by saying how inspired I am to be with you and the other speakers we've heard from tonight, as well as inspired by all the folks watching and the actions they're going to take. As Ashley said, I'm Lisa Gilbert, co-president of Public Citizen. For anyone who's not familiar with us, we have over 1 million members and supporters all around the country, and our mission is to take on corporate power. So my task tonight for my couple of minutes speaking to you is to talk about the shutdown state of play in Congress. So I thought I would start by backing up and reminding us all how we got here. As I'm sure everyone recalls, the last budget inflection point back in March was contentious, to put it mildly. As you all know, budget battles are one of the few points of leverage that we have. A 60 vote threshold is required to pass a budget in the Senate. So that means right now, 7 Democrats are needed to move any proposal forward. Back in the spring, there was no clear plan for what to try and use that budget leverage moment for. So we ended up passing an inadequate continuing resolution budget bill without enough funding for programs and policies we all care about, instead of using the moment and applying pressure to get something. This time, I'm happy to say that things have changed. As you all know, the backdrop for this moment is literally the most broken budget process that we have ever been in. The executive branch has been cannibalizing the power of the purse over the 9 months of the Trump administration. They've been illegally impounding and rescinding funds, which means clawing them back, that Congress intended to spend. And there is total clarity from OMB director and Project 2025 architect Russell Vaught that they're not going to abide by any deal and that they plan to continue clawing back money whenever they want. In addition to that, for months, President Trump and Republicans in Congress have been shutting the government down little by little, firing workers randomly, withholding funding for cancer research, taking away health care from millions of Americans. And as you all know, we have seen a massive, terrifying increase in authoritarian behavior generally. The administration has detained people for political positions, threatened judges, attacked the media, come at universities and nonprofits, arrested a sitting member of Congress for doing their job, for doing oversight of ICE, militarized cities without cause, defied our courts, of course, recently attempted to use our communications agency, our federal communications agency, to derail comedic First Amendment protected speech. So that means that the context for this moment, for this budget fight, is very different than it was in the spring. And the need to fight, the clarity around it, to use this inflection point effectively has escalated. So this is where we are now, and how are we doing? So far, I would say that this budget battle leverage moment is being utilized by Democrats effectively as they push for an eventual deal that returns healthcare to regular Americans, as we've been discussing, along with the creation of guardrails to stop the illegal undercutting of the congressional power of the purse so that the budget deal matters, so that a deal is a deal. The Democrats have unified, for the most part, with some exceptions, in this position. And now our role, what we all have to do, is help them stay there. As we know, the government has now shut down as of 12:01 last night. And in the lead up to that moment, House Republicans didn't even come back to the Hill, and they won't be back until the 7th. Folks might have heard about the meeting Donald Trump held with Democratic leaders on Monday, where he seemed pretty surprised to learn about the health implications of the expiration of the Affordable Care Act tax credit. One other piece of context that's important to raise in this moment is, of course, a shutdown's not a good thing. As we're talking about the need to use it as leverage, I think it's important to keep in mind the real ramifications for people, and that staying tough within a shutdown is going to be challenging. So we shouldn't forget that part of the dynamic. And Democrats are going to need to hear from us that they should continue this fight, particularly as Republicans seek to blame them for the shutdown, and as the media narratives change. An additional piece of the real ramifications, why a shutdown is hard context, is that Russell Vought and Trump have threatened to fire lots of people during the shutdown. They sent a memo to agencies to prepare mass firing plans that go beyond standard furloughs. This is, of course, a typical Trump standard bullying, threat, and intimidation tactic. In response to this threat, we should all seek to make clear that averting a shutdown does not mean averting layoffs. The Trump administration is going to continue to slash federal jobs, despite the questionable legality of that, no matter what, whether we're in a shutdown or not. They have fired and doged, can I use that as a verb, people for 9 months. Nothing is going to stop them now. Over the last 2 days, in terms of where we are, we've had several votes in the Senate where we lost only a few Democrats on the House pass CR vote. So thus far, we're doing pretty well. They are holding the line. But I want to close by reiterating that as things get harder, as the shutdown continues, all of our work, everything we're going to do, the tactics Ash was mentioning, are increasingly important. We need to convince them to stay in the fight and to provide accountability if they don't. We need them to stay tough. Again, only 7 Democrats need to decide to cross over, and this is over. So we all need to do everything we can to ensure that we win something from this moment, both on our care, on our health care, and on guardrails against future illegal cuts. In this authoritarian moment, we can do nothing less. So I'm so happy to be in this work with all of you, in the fight together as we move forward from here. And there is so much we need to do. We're going to keep talking about the calls to action that Ash mentioned throughout the call, how important they are, and how we need to keep them up all the way to no kings. So with that, Ash, I'll hand it back to you, to the next speaker.
Lisa, we're so grateful for you. People were showing so much love for Public Citizen in the chat, talking about the lawsuits, and just really, really grateful. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thanks.
Y'all, again, help each other. I see you in the chat reminding people to copy and paste the links. If you can't just click them in the comments, you can copy it, put it in your browser. If you lose it in the chat, no sweat. If you look at that bar, that orange bar, I think it's right here. Yep, right there. The link is right there. So you can type it out, but just for good measure, I'm gonna say it out loud. And then for all the folks that are like, email me the link, email me the link. I promise you, we are going to make sure you've got access to this. We want you to be able to do it, and we want you to help other people to do it. You can start by helping the people in the comment section, but certainly your neighbors, your friends, your colleagues, everybody that we can get to participate in these calls to action, calling their senators and showing up to host an event or attend an event on Saturday is really mission critical to what we're trying to get done tonight. So I'm going to read it from my phone because I'm watching with y'all. It is link TRLINKTR .ee/capital SHUTDOWN capital SHOWDOWN. So it's it's like linktr.ee /shutdown showdown, and the S's that start shutdown and showdown are capitalized. So you can see it on the screen. We've got it pinned. Shout out to the kids, got it pinned in the comments. We're going to keep dropping it, but y'all can copy and paste it, or you can type it into your browser, and we'll make sure that we send it to everyone who registered for the call tonight. I promise we're not going to leave you out here hanging. Next, I'm going to introduce my brother, one of the incredible co-executive directors of the mighty, mighty, mighty Indivisible. If you were with the Indivisible fam, I want you to shout out your chapter in the chat. Y'all know him and love him. He is Ezra Levin. Come on in the room, Ezra.
Ash, oh my God. I'm so fired up. We are going to win this. We are going to win this. We are going to win this because we got the better argument. We have the people on our side. We just have to do the work. That's it. That's all we have to do. I love getting fired up by my heroes in Congress. Can I tell you, Max Frost, Greg Casar, love it. I love getting grounded in what this is all actually about. Just bravo, huge appreciation to Sparkle and Monica. And I gotta say, Lisa at Public Citizen giving us the lay of the land as nobody else can. An absolute legend. And although I love all that stuff, I gotta tell you, I get to do some fun stuff here too. Because I get to talk about what do we do about this shit. We're not mere victims of world events. We are not just doing whatever Donald Trump says and standing there waiting to see what happens. We get to do something. We have a role to play. There is action we can take that actually will influence what happens next. And that's how we're going to win. So I get to talk about concrete actions. Ash, you've already mentioned it a couple times, but I want to remind people where we are right now. There are a lot of politicians who are trying to raise all of our healthcare costs. There are a lot of politicians trying to give a blank check to Donald Trump, and they are politicians. What do politicians like? They love praise. What don't they like? They don't like organized constituents making clear that they're not representing them. That gives us power. We don't know how long this shutdown is going to last. That's up to the Republicans. But what we do know is they need to feel heat from their constituents to actually sit down and negotiate with the Dems. That's where we come in. Now, we've mentioned No Kings Day 2, October 18th, going to be enormous. We can't wait for No Kings 2, though. We can't wait for those millions of people to come out. We got to come out this week, this weekend. The cavalry's coming, y'all, but we can't wait for the cavalry. We got to show up. We got to show up now. And for everybody watching this, look, we are spending our Wednesday evening talking about how we save democracy. Most people are not doing that. You are paying attention to the twists and turns in this fight. You've heard from everybody here. You are engaged. Many people around this country woke up this morning and found out a shutdown was happening. They didn't know this was coming. They didn't know Congress was going to screw things up so bad. We need to make sure everybody in our communities know that Republicans are responsible for this shutdown, and folks in these communities need to know what they can do about it. This is where we come in. So a couple of concrete actions. Here's what we're asking. Ash, you mentioned it already. There is nothing more impactful to move a member of Congress than for their constituents to show up, to take time out of their day to show up in person and make their opinions heard. So we are all asking for this Saturday to be one of those days. Make sure your neighbors know. Make sure your colleagues know. Make sure your mom and your brother and your cousins and your friends and people on the street know, hey, they're screwing things up and they need to hear from us. So we're asking for in-person events on Saturday. We're expecting to see them all over the country. I want them in red states. I want them in blue states. I want them in rural areas. I want them in city centers. We need you to put these up online so other people can find them. We're going to have links. You can see Mobilize Dashboard and a host toolkit. If you've never done anything like this, it's not rocket science. It's showing up with some friends and making your voice heard. You can do it. You can do it. This is being a upstanding member of our society fighting for your community. It is in your power to do. Do not wait for some professional politician to come out there and say they're leading. You are leading this, and you can do it. We've got some help for you to actually carry this out. But I want to make very clear, pictures or it didn't happen, y'all. If you don't have video, if you don't have pictures, if you don't have a way to tell this story, not very many people are going to see it. You need to capture this moment so that other people are going to hear it on the radio. They're going to see it on TV. They're going to see it on national press. That's how there is going to be a sense that, oh my gosh, folks are actually standing up. Folks are actually paying attention. Folks are actually putting pressure. You have the power to do this. We'll help you out so you can actually orchestrate these events. But Ash said this earlier, it's not just events. Calls to Congress matter. I can say I was a former congressional staffer. I know what it felt like to sit in a congressional office and have the phone lines melt with call after call after call when we were considering some piece of legislation. That changes the sense of what's happening in Congress. So if you've called already, like Ash said, you can call again. You can also call your friends and your relatives and other community members and say, hey, this is important now. You have power. Because we've got to buck up the Democrats. We've got to make sure the Republicans understand that they don't have support to continue doing what they're doing. Specifically, Republican senators, you need to hold them accountable. You need to tell them that you understand, if you've got a Republican senator, you understand they are responsible for this shutdown and they are trying to raise your healthcare costs and you're not going to stand for it. If you've got a Dem senator who goes by the name of John Fetterman or Catherine Cortez Masto or Angus King, you call their offices and tell them you are a deeply concerned and upset constituent and you want them to change their ways and stop siding with Donald Trump and the Republicans to shut down the government. There are three turncoats so far in the Democratic Senate. Those are the three. If it's just those three, if we keep it at that, we win. If we shame them and get them back on our side, excellent. We will welcome them back in the fold, but they need to hear from you. And for all other Dems, again, remember, these are politicians. What do they want? They want love. They want support. They want to hear that their constituents appreciate that they're fighting for them. A lot of these folks just recently discovered they have a spine. Make sure that they keep hold of that. Make sure that they stand up straight. Make sure that they keep on fighting for you and that you see and appreciate them. I can tell you, it is very rare for a congressional office to get a call from somebody who isn't pissed off. Usually people call because they're mad. You can call because you're happy, because chances are if you've got a Democratic senator, they're doing the right thing now. And you should call and tell them you see that, appreciate it, and want them to hold firm. So please, this is a time for action. This is one of those rare moments where we don't know what the hell's going to happen. We don't know when the Republicans are going to break. We don't know how this is all going to settle. But what could be the determinative factor is how strong of a hand we play right now. We've got the power to play it. So thank you for being on this call. Thank you for staying engaged. And thank you for exercising the power that you have to change the outcome of this. We're going to win because we're going to do the work to win. Ash, back to you.
You know, I've never been scared of a fight, and I don't get into fights that I don't think I can win. And I think I can win this one, Ezra. I feel confident that if we do even the minimal, calling your senator, that's a light lift, y'all. That's a light lift. Showing up to an action on Saturday, relatively light lift, y'all. We can do this. We can put the pressure on that forces the Democratic Party to have a backbone, forces these Republicans to actually prioritize people over profit. We can do it. And in fact, this is the time where we would ask ourselves, hey, what would we be doing should there be a fascist takeover of the federal government that is attacking people's access to healthcare? Well, now you get to decide. You get to decide who you would be right now. And these two calls to action are your first step to being on the right side of history that's pushing the moral arc of the universe towards justice. Thank you, Ezra. We're sending love to Leah and all the Indivisible fam. We see you in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. Now, the benediction, last but certainly not least, is my party leader and my brother, an incredible leader. I get to bring to y'all someone that you know well because he's been organizing in these streets for a long, long time, and he is now the national director of Working Families Power. I get to bring up my brother, Maurice Mitchell. Mo, we'll toss it to you next.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ashley. And everybody, please, let's give it up for Ashley. Thank you so much for leading us, for holding us, for being our spiritual beacon in the darkness. We so appreciate you and your leadership. And good evening to you, my brothers and sisters and siblings. Thank you so much for being with us on this call today. Now, Working Families Power is grateful to be co-hosting this call today, and we're so grateful to be with our partners in Indivisible, with Move On, with Public Citizen, with Fair Share America. It was great to hear my brother Maxwell and Greg, to listen to the stories of Sparkle and Monica, y'all, to be inspired by the leadership of Lisa and Ezra, and to be inspired by every single one of you. Now, we are in a make or break moment right now. And that is why it is so very important that you all are on this call right now, and that we fight together, and that we are unified in our demands. The people united will never be defeated. As of midnight last night, we know that our government is in a shutdown. And to be clear, it's because Donald Trump and congressional Republicans caused this shutdown. We can't repeat that more. And they did this all because they refused to negotiate and lower healthcare costs for working class families. Now, let's just zoom out a little bit. We live in the richest country in the history of countries. We live in the richest country in the history of the world. Yet Republicans want to kick millions of families off their health care. I just heard that Elon Musk became the first 500 billionaire. He has a $500 billion. Meanwhile, Republicans want to kick millions of families off their health care. They want to drive up insurance premiums. They want to force people to make impossible choices between buying food or medicine. Republicans are trading our health care for tax breaks for billionaires. Full stop. Now, this has been a prolonged shutdown. For months, Trump and congressional Republicans have been shutting the government down little by little, working with Elon Musk, the half trillionaire, to obliterate entire portions of our federal workforce, shutting down critical government services, withholding funding for life-saving scientific and medical research, and putting our hospitals, our schools, our economy at risk. And now they're choosing to fully shut down the government. To be clear, a government shutdown is harmful. That means hundreds of thousands of federal workers could be furloughed in the coming days and weeks, and critical government programs will be halted. To those of you that are federal workers and are living in a place of anxiety and uncertainty right now, we see you and we are with you and we support you. Now, of course, in this moment, we need Democrats to continue to hold the line, to continue to stand up, and to fight for a funding bill that undoes this damage and keeps healthcare costs from spiraling out of control. That is the mandate. And to their credit, Democratic leadership in the House and Senate are fighting back to protect our communities. This shutdown is a Republican shutdown. Republicans control the House of Representatives, Republicans control the Senate, Republicans control the White House. They control a trifecta in the federal government. So this is a Republican shutdown. It is their responsibility to fund the government, and they need to come to the table and negotiate with Democrats to do that. Now, working people need a win right now, and I believe that we will win. We are living in terrifying and unpredictable times. Life is hard for working people, but us working people, we hold up the world, we hold up the economy, and it is the social movements of the world that are fueled by the passion and the energy and the vision of working people that is no true in the past as it is today. And so people can't afford their groceries or the cost of housing. We know this. Violent ICE raids are ripping families apart. We know this. This is happening across the country. Thanks to Trump's healthcare cuts, over 300 rural hospitals are at risk of closing, and more than 15 million people are going to lose their healthcare. That's why we need working people like you, the thousands of you on this call, the millions of us all across the country to come together like never before. We as a movement need to make clear to our elected leaders that we won't accept anything less than a funding bill that fixes our healthcare crisis. This shutdown may have been caused by Republicans, but it creates a moment for us, an opportunity for us, working people across the country, to fight and stand up for what we need and what we deserve from our elected leaders. That's why we're going to be rallying and protesting across the country this week. This is not a moment for us to sit on the sidelines as spectators while the Trump administration plays games with our lives and tries to play in our faces. This budget bill will impact our families and our communities, and we need to make sure that all of our representatives hear from us and understand what we want. Every Democrat needs to hear that we need them to hold the line, ensure that they will deal fairly, and make sure that they win a deal that lowers healthcare costs for our communities. Every Republican needs to hear that their constituents, who they are elected and paid to represent, by the way, need healthcare, and we are not going to stand by as they rip away the life-saving care that our families need. So right now, as you're listening to this call, I have an action for you. This is an organizing call. This is an organizing call. So we have actions. I need everybody to perk up. I need everybody on this call to stand ready for the assignments. I want you to, right now, take your cell phone out. I'll wait. If you have a cell phone, take it out. Take your cell phone out. There's somebody in the room, tell them to take the cell phone out. Take your cell phone out. Text the word shutdown to the number 30403. I'm going to say it again. Text the word shutdown to the number 30403. I'm going to say it a third time. Text the word shutdown to the number 30403. You'll get a text message, and when you're ready, you'll be automatically connected to your senator's office. We want to make this as easy and seamless for you because we know working people are busy, we have complicated lives, and we want to take action. So we've made that action so easy for you to do. All you need to do is text the word shutdown to 30403, and you'll be sent straight to your senator's office. We need everyone to call their senators, both Democrat and Republican, to tell them that we need them to fight for a funding bill that lowers healthcare costs and reopens the government. Again, text shutdown to 30403, and after this call, you could leave a message with your senator. Then do this again tomorrow, and then again the next day, and then again the next day. Keep making those calls. We need a torrent of calls to all of our senators over and over and over and over again. I heard from a reliable source that some senators don't feel like they're feeling the fire that they felt a few months ago. Let's bring the fire to them. And get your friends and families to make those calls as well. It is so critical that every member of the United States Senate understands that we, the people, want a funding bill that reopens the government and lowers our healthcare costs. Second, sign up to take action with us this Saturday by hosting an event, a press conference or a rally, to demand that Congress make healthcare affordable for our families. You could sign up to host an event at our link tree, and that link tree is being shared with everybody. Friends, we are in a critical moment right now, and I'm honored to be in this fight, to be in this struggle with all of you, our communities, our people. They need us unified across every region of this country, regardless of how you pray, regardless of who you love and how you love, regardless of what your first language is, regardless of whether you're an immigrant or native born, regardless of your race or ethnicity or who you call your people, we need to come together as working people. We need to come together as working people because no one's going to save us but us. And if we understand that through our solidarity, all things are possible, I guarantee you we will win this fight. Our communities, our people, they need us unified in the struggle to push back against the Trump administration and win. That is the mandate. Go out and win.
Y'all heard the assignment, and I see Mina said done and done, Maurice. I did it. I got it. Y'all, I even texted shutdown to 30403. So if you haven't, you should do it. Y'all show some love for Maurice Mitchell and the Working Families Power team. I know we got some WFP New York folks on the call tonight. I saw y'all in the chat. For all of our other fam that are here, we see you, we love you, and we appreciate you for being on. And Mo, we would follow your leadership anywhere. Thank you for being here tonight. Y'all, as we come to a close, I want to start by thanking every single speaker, Representative Frost, Representative Kassar. I want to thank Sparkle and Monica and Lisa and Ezra and Mo. I want to thank every single one of you for not regarding it robbery to be on a call about healthcare, not authoritarianism tonight. And then I want to close us out with some focus. One, I want to thank folks from Massachusetts. I think I see Falmouth, and if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I see Worcester, Massachusetts. I see Oregon, Wisconsin. I see Hibbing, Minnesota. I see Albany, Oregon. I see Fort Bragg, Cali. Y'all already got hosted events up on the map. We see you, and there's so many more, and you can sign up too. In fact, you can go to the pinned comment on YouTube, and you can now click. That is an active link now. So if you have been trying to get the link to work and it wasn't working, you couldn't copy and paste it into your browser, no sweat. We're still going to send it out. But if you're still on, you can click it in the pinned comment. So just click that, click the Linktree link, and it'll take you to the calls to action. It'll take you to the scripts. It'll take you to the host toolkit. So you'll have everything you need in one place. Please click the link. We want you to sign up tonight, and we want to make sure that you've got everything you need to call your senators. Y'all, the great Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand, right? And then Charlene Carruthers wrote a book called Unapologetic, and she said power concedes nothing without an organized demand. And then I remixed it and said power concedes nothing without an organized demand and a consequence. And this weekend, we have the opportunity, over the next few days, we have an opportunity to be the organized consequence for the demand of healthcare for all people in this country. I'm excited to be one in the number with you. Y'all have been in the streets and chanted, ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Y'all have chanted that the people united will never be defeated. You, like me, have stood with hundreds and thousands of people demanding the things that our people have always deserved. You've chanted, I believe that we will win, and meant it with every fiber of your being. There is never going to be a day where the evil that is this administration and the minions that follow them make me doubt that belief. I have faith in our people. And even when I don't have faith, the evil can be convinced to be good. I have confidence that there is no power like the power of organized people with an organized demand, ready to be uncomfortable by making evil uncomfortable. And what I know for certain, my dad would say one thing's for certain, two things for sure. Taking away people's health care is evil, y'all. And we have an opportunity to do something about it. For real, we could do something about it. I believe that we'll do it because you all made a sacrifice tonight to be on this call. So before you leave, one more time, I'm going to invite you to sign up to host an event this Saturday. I'm going to invite you to text Shutdown to 30403 to get the link tree and look at the links. Call your senator. Make the commitment. If you're committed, I need you to tell me in the chat, I'm committed. And I want you to promise that you'll tell 3 to 5 other people that they also need to do the same thing. They need to come out on Saturday. They need to call their senators. We have to be the ones that make this moment happen. We cannot just be dependent on the goodwill of the Democratic Party. We've got to put the pressure on them and on the Republicans to make sure that healthcare is not the scapegoat in the reopening of the government. We want the government to reopen, and we want them to do it in a way that prioritizes people having access to health care. It's not rocket science, it's finger painting, comrades. So let's get it done. Tell me you're committed. I see you in the chat. I see you, Kathleen. I see you, Bonnie. I see you, Ballard. We got this, y'all. We got this because we got each other. I'm so grateful that you came on the call tonight. I'm excited to hear you and see you on social media telling people that you made your calls. Let's be accountable in that way. And I will see you in the streets on Saturday, if not before. Have a great night, y'all. Take good care.